Okay. We live? We are live. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Real What the Hell's Randy Gonna Talk About Today show. Where every day we have no idea what kind of weirdness is gonna happen on this channel, let alone in the stock market. What's up? Hey, what's up, Mel? George? Alright, let's get this thing going. And I probably can't move this. Oh, I can move it over because it's Windows. That's right. I forgot. Still a super slow computer. Hopefully that will change today as I get my power supply. I can build this bitch. Apocalypse Doom. Man, Mel, you're just all in or all out, aren't you? All right, so actually ended the day respectably yesterday, unlike the day before where the market was a dirty whore. And yeah, it worked out pretty good. You see in the NASDAQ, we ended up towards, up. We did end up up. Extending up a little bit today, we'll kind of see what happens, but so far so good. We mentioned yesterday that this distribution day we did hold quite nicely and held up, so nothing too scary. Kind of tightening up our Bollinger Bands here, which probably doesn't mean a whole lot. You kid, Mel? Oh, you're actually pretty bullish. Wow. Probably. It's just going to mess with you. Isn't it kind of funny how there's millions of people trading the markets, but it seems to only mess with you? I mean, me, Rob. Oh, I guess there's the speaker's on my TV. I wonder if I mute it, if it's going to show that stupid mute sign my entire life. Looks like it's going to. Okay, so I'm just going to turn it down. There we go. Morning, Rob. All right, so let's see what happened today. We got Skyworks Winnebago back up again today. How did that end up yesterday? Pretty nicely. Wow, expanding out of that range, guys. Look at that. That's really great. I wonder if some of our others... Let's see what the big boys did. Apple, respectably. Amazon, pretty good. Microsoft. No markets Friday. This is our Friday? Really? Wow. Okay. Well, thank you very much because I had no idea. Zero ideas. Apparently another 6.6 million Americans filed for unemployment benefits. Have you filed for your unemployment benefits? You're still employed? Well, get fired today. Restoration Hardware, our buddy had that due yesterday. Pretty good. Trying to get out of the range, not quite there yet. I like all these higher lows abounding on the markets. I mean, so far so good for our follow-through day. Way down here. We'll see what happens. 0.8 now for the NASDAQ. Let's look at the Qs now. Keep in mind, those are the futures. If I just type in QQQ, enter, these are the actual Qs, which are the kind of the retail side. And you can see here, things look a little bit more dodgy, where you've got this outlying red candle, which is a distribution day. And you see we still haven't quite eclipsed that, so that's a little bit worrisome. This may be a gap and crap day again. Just loosely have a feeling. Yesterday ended up good, but it was pretty much a nothing day. It was an inside day, lower volume. Pretty much means it's fairly insignificant. So we'll see what happens today. It's going to be kind of a crapshoot. Square's up 5%. Trying to get out of its lower range. We'll see if that's a fluke or not. Maybe today, maybe today's a fluke day. I don't know. I mean, loosely get out of that range on Crocs, Roku, which we're not so keen on that much anymore. All right, daily, global watch list. CLR, trying to get out of its bottom range, filling that gap on the daily. You can see right here. And there's the gap. We're close. You can call that a gap fill. Skyworks, another airlines one we talked about a little bit ago, looking pretty good. Look at all the green candles down there at the bottom. It's pretty impressive. If you're a mutual fund and you have cash on hand, this is a beautiful environment for you. And this is not what you see in every stock, but it's kind of in your mind what you should see in every stock. And you happen to see it on Skyworks. Pays another 6%. How'd that end up yesterday? Nice, and a bull flag. And we're breaking out of that today. Look at the volume on Pays on the right side of the chart. Beautiful. And Carvana, how are you doing? Pretty good. Some more green volume. Little cup going on here. Little base forming. It's not a textbook base by any stretch. It's a little crypto base. Thoughts on MFA? It's a REIT. A little bit of buzz on them from another video commentators. I guess I would want to know about what video commentators and actually a lot of REITs. Look at this REIT. Look, from 8 down to like 30 cents. Now it's up at $2. So actually, if you look at Finviz, there's quite a bit of real estate stocks doing this. There is a possibility, and maybe Mel's pretty good on some of the more broad thinking side of things. Maybe there's a possibility of a little bit of FUD from the 2008 financial crisis, and so they're killing the REITs, remembering what happened about 12 years ago. Just a thought I had. It's a possibility. If that is the case, then you're going to have some of these REITs that are actually pretty good opportunities if this is indeed a FUD play. Look at the volume down there at $1 right here on the REIT. Right there. Bam, bam. Massive volume right there. And then higher lows. And then additional accumulation. Some of these may look pretty good. I mean, these REITs. Let's go to Finviz for a minute. No. Come on, I'm trying shortcut keys. It's not working. Oh, there we go. All right, hello, 7 people. I don't already have a Finviz tab. Okay. It's legitimate. Is it that legitimate though? Is it take my REIT company from $8 to $1 legitimate though? Are there mortgage default numbers out stating something like that? Damn. Look at that. Your market cap is just over double your income with a 45% dividend yield. Holy shit. Guys, 45% dividend. I don't explain, Mel. Well, dude, if you get in at $1.77, isn't it locked in? Now, I'm not a dividend investor. Let's just throw that out there. I don't trade on dividends, but if I can get 45% a year, I may go all in on this bitch. Not literally. Not literally, but I'm just saying. Nobody's making any money right now. I don't know. I mean, I know the unemployment rate sucks. I get it. I get it. I see it. I don't know. Maybe I'm on some house on the hill in the Phoenix Metro Central area, which is not where the house on the hills are. But I talk to a lot of people. That that are doing okay. I don't know what the ratio is to. Okay. Let me graphically chart this, and I'm glad you're here, Mel. Not that I'm arguing with you, but I want to understand, and I do have a slight difference of opinion. How can I do this? What's a good... Actually, you know what? Our friendly friends at TradingView. Speaking of TradingView, come on, Mel, you're in the Crypto Power. Did you get any of this stuff, man? We had some, super, super good alerts. Link is on fire. I don't think ETH is on fire right now, but... Okay, so you got the economy going along right there. 2008 financial crisis hits. It's a top-down crisis, right? 2008's a top-down crisis. Things start to kind of top out a little bit. Some people default on their mortgages because they can't refi anymore, so I get that. And then it kind of slowly goes down a little bit. Slowly goes down a little bit, and then it accelerates a little bit like that. And then we kind of bottom out like that, right? That's kind of, and that actually mirrors the stock chart of 2008 too. 80x long. 80x? How do you 80x? Oh, you use those. Is that like a 100x trade with a little bit of a hedge? So this financial, now this is like the entire economy, but this is like almost the entire economy. If you take this, like the service sectors, right, this time around has done this. Right? Oh, okay, cool. Gotcha. Beautiful. What? Oh, I hit F1. How's the color? I can't choose color. No more color choosing? I have to go to settings now. Well, that's stupid. Okay. I don't know what's happening. Okay. Well, anyway, so this is the 2008 general crisis right here, in my opinion. This is likely the service sector, right? But then you have this other sector that's just doing this. Maybe going down a little bit. The question is, when do these people come back, and what is the trajectory? I guess is the question. I mean, is it likely going to be a kind of a U-shaped bottom like this, or is it going to be much more exaggerated? I don't know. I think it's kind of difficult to tell. I know I still see quite a few people with jobs though. Like all my friends still have jobs. I don't know anyone that's lost their job. Personally, I don't know a lot of service workers. I'll be honest. I don't know a lot of people that work in hotels and restaurants and such. Service sector is going to be H pattern. Well, it can't H if there's zero. It can't. If there's zero, it can't H over and then go lower than zero. Yeah, I know you lost your job. Oh, you worked there 6 years? I didn't know it was that long. Crazy. Is it a furlough or they just straight up fire you? Manager of Blind Genghis, she's sitting at home right now. Well, see, those people's jobs, it's not like furloughed. Okay. So, yeah, look, I get it. I understand the plight. I'm not, discounting any of that. Obviously, it's happening. Service workers in America. Count? That's going to not give me the results I want. Oh, how many workers in the U.S.? How many service workers are there in the U.S.? Continue to site. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that. I think I'll start with continuing to the site. Well, apparently 9 million of them. Apparently there's 9 million because that's how many has filed for unemployment. But the thing is, those people will get their jobs back. Okay, U.S. state and local government 2014 FTE employment. Corrections, financial, health, higher education. Is this not a... Oh, that's all it is? Oh, that's stupid. But what's the percentage? Have we seen them all now? Okay, so corrections workers, they're still going to have jobs. Elementary and second education, they're still going to get paid, I think. My teachers for my students are still getting paid. Financial administration, is this even about service workers? Okay. I don't know how this should have gotten service workers. Here we go. 107.8 million people. Holy crap. Hold on a second, guys. I'll be right back. It'll be a long time. You got to think about how much physical inventory's gone bad. All the food in the fridge is bad. None of the regulars can even show up. It's bad. No, I know it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad. You guys are missing the point. I take everything from an investment perspective. Okay, actually, what I was thinking about yesterday, I was thinking about they're like issuing checks to every American. They're like, yeah, let's issue checks to every American. I actually don't like that idea. I think that's kind of dumb. Because there's a lot of Americans that do still have jobs. I know, I get it. Dude, I'm here, Mel. I'm here. I'm not a unemployment denier. I'm not. I'm simply stating you've got a REIT paying a 41% dividend. You've got a REIT paying a 41% dividend right now. Yeah, and Justin, exactly right. They will reopen. I don't know when. You know, I don't know when, but I mean they will reopen. You know, it's like you said, it's a furlough. They'll bring you back. You've been there 6 years. You know, you obviously don't piss them off as much as you piss me off. So they're probably going to bring you back and all that if you're not, sitting, having hookers blow you with Jamie Dimon. But it's going to be okay eventually. Will it be 100% on day one? No, it won't be. I get that. But we can't do anything about that. I can't go support 20 service workers. Okay, I just can't. Otherwise I would. I wouldn't mind doing that, But when you got a REIT, well, that's their fault for, well, I don't know. Actually, I know a couple of hotel owners. Not personally, they used to be clients of mine. I wonder if I could call them. I don't even know if I have their numbers. That's been a while. Anyway, general point is that if we got MFA, all right, let's look at mortgage investment, because I didn't think about it from that perspective, that this is a loosely overblown 2008 financial crisis. We actually did look at these the other day, if I'm not mistaken. The question is, which ones can weather the storm? That's the question. All right, can they, let's see if I can, okay, here we go, valuation. Looking for one with a dividend rate. Dividend, here we go. Look at the highest dividend. Wow, 52% right up there, mitt. And then we're going to go into market cap. Okay, I bet you I can only get one or the other. I probably can't get both. Yeah. Well, if you own the properties, outright, and I don't know how many of these do, then you just shut the lights out, let them sit. 4 check-ins? Damn. There's not a lot of hookers working these days either then. gross margins of 93%. See, this guy, they've paid off all their hotels. Wow. What is that? Oh, Lending Tree. Oh, okay. That makes a little more sense. I think. How is your gross margin 93% and your operating margin 4%? I guess they're the ones supplying all the hookers for Mel's Hotel. No dividend for Lending Tree, huh? Well, you're looking for high dividend. You got CIM at 1.4 billion market cap. Now these are mortgage servicers, so maybe this isn't even quite the right industry group. MFA, mortgage investment. Okay, so that's mortgage investment. That's different than rent in hotels. I wonder if there's a difference between different sectors, like, obviously mortgage investment. Let's check out financial sector. 80% of employees' salaries and offering interest-free loans to companies. Yeah, I think the U.S. is doing stuff like that too. Again, I don't know all the idiosyncrasies of it, but if you can find something paying a 20+% dividend, you're probably going to get some capital appreciation, meaning the stock price is going to go up, and you're also going to get yourself a 40+% dividend. So I'm not necessarily that mad. NYMT, let me open up another FinViz tab. Let's check it out. So from $6 down to 1 at 245, 40% dividend yield, 796 million market cap. I guess in this environment, maybe debt is a consideration. Holy bejesus, 12.41. Keep in mind this thing has dropped significantly, so that has also gone up significantly because this is all per share, per price share. Keep that in mind. Insider transactions are up 10%. That's pretty good. 6-month change in insider ownership. So a lot of these CEOs taking some confidence votes. It's not always a good thing. Have to do a little bit more research. Return on equity. Profit margin. That's pretty healthy profit margin. Wow. Actual profit margin. That's still pretty good too. 40% dividend play. Woo. That's crazy. That's a lot of dividends. Unless they start cutting their dividends. Don't forget LK, Rob. Don't forget LK. New York Mortgage Trust. An internally managed real estate investment trust or REIT which invests in real estate or in residential mortgage loans, including loans sourced from distressed markets. That's not going to go over well. Multifamily, commercial-backed securities, direct financing to owners on multifamily properties through mezzanine loans and preferred equity investments in agency resident. Okay, so they got kind of a bigger, weirder portfolio. Really? LK's still on hold? That's crazy. Multi-residential investments. I wonder how much of the portfolio is what. Yeah, probably something you should do some more research on if you're going to look at individual names. Keep in mind, Wall Street probably knows a tremendous amount about these. Let's look at the monthly chart. I bet you this thing has not been at 2 in a while. There you go. It's been pretty flat up there at 6. Means in time, maybe it'll go back to 5, which is only a double from here. But the dividend is going to be out of this world if it holds. The question is, how long does this whole thing last? You see China starting to, slowly get out of its quarantine, government mandated quarantine. It's hard to know how that's going. EPS quarter over quarter, 426%. They get new management or something? That's crazy. Morning, Aram. We're over here trolling in the internet land. March 13th, March 10th. CFO buying, CEO, COO, president, director, more CEO and CFO buying. They bought too soon. I don't know. They bought the 10th and the 13th. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So they bought here and more bought here. So they're already in the green. Well, they may have bought down here because I don't know about weekends and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. It's a very interesting, interesting proposition for some of these. Let's do this. Let's create a new watch list. REITs. REITs or bust. We have MFA. What's the other one? And whoops, wrong. It's NYMT. Okay. What else we got? Still looking at currency shorts. IPR pays dividend. What kind of currency shorts, Mel? Well, I know you just sent me a bunch, but why? I guess why currency shorts? Because the U.S. dollar is still strong. Yeah, they pay 5.78% dividend, but it's not that great. We'll check those out. REIT Industrial. %13 is the biggest for PLYM. But aren't those other countries doing the same thing? So what does that mean for gold if commodities got more to crash? So let's check it out. You got, what is it? CNHUSD. Oh, Chinese yuan. Here's our daily. Well, they're commodities. How do they don't count? They somewhat count. Ugh, they do exist. Last time I checked. Ugh. I think they count. That is a pretty good chart right there, though. I don't think they're not alternatives to U.S. dollar, Mel. You don't. Who do you see walking around offering to blow you for Bitcoin? You know, no one's offering to blow you for Bitcoin. They all want U.S. dollars. They're not alternatives. They're alternatives in the way that a scooter is an alternative to a semi truck. Well, yeah. So that's gold. That's what I'm saying. You're okay. You and Peter Schiff in a boat. You're saying it's going to crash. You guys will be right one day, but you're going to be wrong about 475,000 times before that. I'm just saying the U.S. dollar ain't crashing. There's no cracks yet. When you start to see cracks, then you start shouting warning bells. But it could be when your kids have kids, man. It really could be. We have no idea. We can't know. It's impossible. We'll find out who Christina Black is by the time that happens. Look at DXY. Well, that's why I was saying gold. If gold's traded against the dollar, it's going to crash too. Oh, okay, Christina. There you go. See, I take it back. I take it back. SQ's doing good. Yeah, 11% today. Wow. Hold on, let me go check this out for a minute. Yeah, almost right back. Looks like a PayPal, which is kind of the stronger beast in the space, also coming back. Yeah, Square and PayPal actually look very, very similar right there. I bet you Visa's having a decent day. Oh, okay. Only okay, about 1%. Okay. Okay. Let's check out our Soxel. How's our Soxel doing? I don't know if it's on here or not. I don't know if I have it on here. 5% today. Royal Caribbean 17% today. What the hell happened to EXIV? It doesn't exist. All right, well, that's a little bit concerning. All right, it exists here. It just ain't doing shit. Why are you doing nothing? I don't understand how world works. I wonder why Visa and PayPal are doing well. Well, I know that okay, let's look at the chart. This is the official chart of Visa's, Bitcoin transactions. Let's go ahead and look at that official chart. It looks exactly like this. Non-existent. Well, of course they process dollar transactions. I don't understand your point. They're doing well because they've been taken to the woodshed. Everything's been taken to the woodshed. You're overthinking it. You're loosely coming out of a panic situation. Well, the DXY and Visa, I doubt they're correlated. Mel, you've got good pieces in your head, but right now, at least in terms of Visa, I think you're putting them together in a weird way that doesn't make sense for the way things are. I mean, Visa is people making credit card payments or debit payments. That's all Visa is. So this has nothing to do with the strength or the weakness of the dollar. Oh, SXY, not DXY. Well, I was trying to. I accidentally typed in the Swiss franc, which I wasn't aware of. Okay, so yeah, I'm looking at a wide and loose pattern here. Exactly, Christina. Yeah, Britain's printing money, China's printing money. I don't see what the difference is. It's like saying, look at that dude. He's swole, bro. This dude's swole, bro. And there's like 16 dudes in a gym that are swole, and you look at the one swole dude going, no, look at that dude, bro. He's swole, bro. He's swole. But yeah, but that dude's swole, and that dude's swole, and that dude's swole. They're all swole. We're all swole, bro. That's funny. I don't know what's crazy to see on the DXY here. How much dollar debt versus other currencies? They all have a lot. China has a ton. China has a ton of debt. You're saying it's tiny. You're saying the dollar debt versus other currencies is tiny. You're saying the other currencies have more debt. Is that what you're saying? Real swole. I do have my 10-pound weights here, guys. Right here. My 10-pound weights, because I have a standing desk now, so I'm a huge health nut. Huge health nut now. UAL up 20%. Damn it, I gotta put a weight down. So much weightlifting happening over here. I'm swole, bro. UAL. Look at that. That's a beautiful move. Look at the volume the past couple of days. That's really good. Oxy up 12%. How's oil doing? %, up at 26. Okay, so there's a higher low for oil. A break above that, what is that, 29 or something, oil could be on the mend on the way back. If oil's on the way back, which would be a little strange, I'm not sure how Saudi Arabia is fitting into this whole thing. Saudi Arabia buys stakes in 4 big European oil firms. That's going to be a great thing. Royal Dutch Shell, France's Total, Norway's, and Italy. Every day, almost for the past few weeks. Wow, that's a good move. Dividend yields were very high. Wow. They're bullish on the outlook for oil prices. Oh my God. This was a move by the Saudis to buy cheap share prices? Are you kidding me? They've been buying on the basis that everything is much cheaper, and they're bullish on the long-term outlook for oil prices. They call their cousin and they get the price of oil in about 3 weeks. On Monday, it disclosed an 8.2% stake in Carnival. Wow. Oh, interesting moves, guys. That's big moves by the biggest. That's keep in mind, Saudi's arguably the biggest player in the world, globally. Like, is an entity / person, because the whole thing's basically run by the king or whoever it is. That's a huge play. That is crazy. So they bought all these dividend oil companies, and now they're bullish on oil prices after they slashed oil prices. That's literally insider trading. That's like the definition of insider trading. Let's look at Royal Dutch Shell. Actually, let's look at it on the U.S. I think they have... No, they don't have a... Oh, yeah, here it is. No, LSE. Stock. There it is, .A. So, yeah, they were buying all the way through here. This is probably all frickin' Saudi Arabia. They're back at 37. What's those, what's that dividend yield now? Still 10%. Pretty good. It'd have been about, almost 20% down here. I've told you guys this whole time, I'm kind of on a one dip scenario. And we appear to be getting out of our dip. Until we have another shoe drop on this whole thing, which we haven't yet. There's been no other shoe to drop. It's the same damn shoe just beating you with the same shoe. There's no other shoe coming in to beat you. You're still being beaten with shoe number 1. So it's just still a one shoe beating, and there's no other shoe to drop. Not yet. Oil likely was that second shoe. I think oil probably was the second shoe, but that happened really early. That didn't happen, when did the oil thing happen? It happened so oil, I think the oil thing is dangerous. I can't see. It's like March 8th or something like that. So right about there. So this may have been the oil drop right there. This may have been oil. I think somewhere in there is an oil stepped in. Yeah, there's the weekend. So that was probably oil. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, look, I get we are rising in lower volume. I get it. absolutely that's a thing, but that's crazy. Mel, dude, I love you. Second shoe's not the debt bubble. Which debt bubble? The corporate debt bubble? There's lots of debt bubbles. You got to be more specific than that. The U.S. debt bubble ain't popping. The Fed's printing. There's no stopping that. Unless you can see a reason how the Fed can stop printing, I don't really get it. I don't see how they can stop printing. And if you think about corporate debts, when you have low interest rates like this, if the government is willing to lend company monies at 1% through the SBA, now, again, I'm not sure 100% of everything. 26 trillion reasons. No, there's not 26 trillion reasons. You're panicking. At least that's what the font. At least that's what the font implies. You should use a cursive font or something. Second wave of coronavirus. There's a valid argument. Viruses come in waves. Yeah, I think they're trying to curtail the waves. Yeah. Spanish flu came in waves. What the hell's going on with EXIV? Okay, so the definition of a shoe dropping, is, coronavirus, number one, boom. It comes in like a week, right? That took like a week to really come into play. The second shoe should be an event that occurs. It's an event. It's like the debt bubble's already here. We're sitting in the debt bubble balloon, just happy as a clam and shit. And then there's a bunch of shoes in the balloon, right? And we're beating Christina with a bunch of shoes. I'm not sure why I'm picking on Christina, but we're beating on Christina with shoes. I'm looking for Rob to come in with an elbow. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for an elbow. But our bubble's not popping yet. The Fed's still a valid entity. See, Rob's got the elbow. Thanks for supporting us, Rob. That's a good way to put it, Christina. I think it is a meme. At one point, look, I completely agree. The debt is likely a huge problem. Ray Dalio has a new series out. I haven't read it yet, but he's talking about how empire's changing. He's talking about the U.S. not being the world's global power anymore. I'm not sure about a reserve currency, but no, I agree, Mel. One of these days it's going to pop. I agree, but it ain't today. It's not going to happen during this financial crisis, which is going to last like 4 months. Everyone's acting like it's the end of the fucking world, but no, it's a fucking virus. It's going to go away. Everyone's quarantining. There's no shoe. Where's the other shoe? The market had a follow through day. We're already up like, 4 or 5%. I mean, I don't see it. I'm looking for it. It's up 8%. What if though? Well, you trade on what if though and let me know how it happens. Let me know how it works. Let me know how it goes. Got some trades, Rob? Good, buddy. Good job. Well, I think, Mel, if you look back at your trades, I think what you're probably going to find is it's not based on the debt bubble if you've been doing fine, which I think you are. You and I know each other. I loosely know what you've been doing, and I know you've been making good trades. I'm not saying you're not a good trader. I'm not saying you're not making money. What I'm saying is your debt bubble scenario and trading on that alone isn't what's making you that money. It's your charting. It's charts. What have I said since day one of all my channels? Charts. It's all about fucking charts. Forget everything else. Forget it all. It's in the charts. If you knew nothing about coronavirus, who would not have traded this chart effectively? If you knew zero about coronavirus, I'd say the chart's got plenty of information in it. Just tons of information right here in the chart. You don't need to think that hard about it. Now, if you do start working at Chase and you get into a big global macro fund that starts talking about, all that stuff, and they go 12 layers deep because they're dealing with, a $20 billion position size, I think that's great. So what's your play on the debt bubble? Legitimately asking that question. If the debt bubble is to pop, and I'm of the opinion at some point it will pop. I'm of that opinion. I don't think it's today. I don't think it's during the coronavirus. I think it's when my kids hopefully have paid off houses. It's going to be a long time in the future. Long dollars? Aren't dollars part of the problem? Or are you talking about like a global, I don't understand the dollars part. I get gold. I get Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin's still a little sketchy in terms of like global geopolitical stuff like that. I'm not quite sure on the whole dollar part. Are you saying the U.S. is the only one that's going to survive? And, Italy's going to go bankrupt and China's going to have a problem. I'll be honest with you, Mel, not my specialty, buddy. Not my specialty. Oh, so you're saying because there's less dollars, it'll be worth more? I guess the question is what debt is defaulting? I think that's the question. Yeah, well, that's what I said earlier, Christina. Him and Peter can go sit on a boat and talk about the debt defaulting, but what's going to happen is they're going to be wrong for almost their entire lifetimes, maybe their entire lifetimes. Just give me the answer to the question. There's too much back and forth with typey and the lag between me talking. Just spell it out for me. Christina Black Peter Schiff sells gold. It's in his interest. Yeah, that's absolutely true. What about cashless society they're talking about? It's that, in my opinion, would be a paradigm shift. And paradigm shifts are insanely painful. Nobody wants to go through a paradigm shift. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Dollars, gold, and Bitcoin in that order. Yeah, I get I still don't understand the general trade. Okay, let's walk through the 2008 financial crisis. And then I would like to walk through that scenario like I'm going to walk through the 2008 financial crisis. Scenario one is that the housing market goes up crazy. People start taking out mortgages on several homes because of loose regulatory environment in the mortgage market. So you have a waitress owns 3 homes in Florida worth about $1 million when she has got about, $987,000 in mortgages on them. And then all of a sudden those houses go down in price, so she can't refinance anymore. So she loses her houses. So do, hundreds of thousands of other people across the country, which causes mortgage-backed securities to become junk debt, which in turn causes, the rest of the financial crisis to happen and the banks to default because they were invested in all that garbage. That is a good scenario for a crash. I don't know what that looks like. And that's just probably my lack of knowledge is I don't know what that looks like in a debt bubble. Are we looking at I was thinking that actually, so I was saying at the end there, I'm like, yeah, maybe that'll work with this debt bubble too, because it's kind of the same debt bubble. Okay, so what we're looking for is defaults in something, because we don't know if it's like the biggest of all debt bubbles. Obviously, they're probably going to have to print more cash and stuff. How much do you think was taken out? And the market's pulling back on us, back to flat right now. There you go. All right. Look at my rising wedge here. We're going to have a little pullback event. See what happens. So if you're talking global debt bubble, I mean, that's just a lot of information. We could write a spreadsheet and probably fill it with 100 types of debts. And then you have to find some metric for the debt that would say it's too much. You think maybe massive global demand shortage could just maybe be the thing that starts it? Not if the creditor is, and now obviously there's more than one creditor, but take the Federal Reserve for instance. What's one of the first things that the Federal Reserve did for the banks? Because the banks were the ones probably tanking the markets. They lowered liquidity requirements and they included more assets in what they consider what they would consider for liquidity, right? So they went from this stringent rule of you have to have, let's just say, 50% of assets hold, to say, okay, you only need to have 25% of assets hold and will allow you to hold your car, Bitcoin, and all these other assets that we used to not include. So they've already loosened requirements, which is why I think that most of the selling stopped, especially in BTC. Because I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I said this in a public video, but I think that, where's my charts? There we go. I think that the selling in BTC was liquidity hunting by banks. They had to find liquidity, and I think that's what happened. That's what happened here. Is institutions had to sell their BTC to raise capital, and I loosely think it was banks. I mean, I can't know. I can't know that at all. Scratch that. There comes a point where the Fed can't buy freaking everything. I understand, Mel. I completely understand, and I agree with you. Again, I don't think that's coronavirus time. I don't think that's right now. I don't think it's right now. There is kind of a romance to thinking the world's going to break around you and you see it coming. There's a romance to that. There just is. Fortunately, or unfortunately, it's probably going to happen, when I'm old and when I'm older and own my house and have a bunch of cash and a bunch of Bitcoin and I'm sitting pretty. And hopefully my kids will be in a similar situation. But yeah, I think it'll happen someday, but I don't see the 2008 tipping crisis. It wasn't a tipping crisis. It was kind of a rolling over. It was a big round over that took years. I sold my house in 2005 at the peak of the Phoenix market, like to the week. I sold my house at the week the Phoenix market peaked. And it still took 2.5 years for the whole country to feel it. Well, I guess we'll see who's right. Mel. I don't think that's happening. 2005. Well, I actually went and lived with my mom because I had an option to do that. So I went and lived with my mom, and then I met my wife. So I ended up moving in with her. And then we bought again in 2014 or 2015. Because we'll be in this house this year, 6 years, so 2014. I bought in 2014 again. I tried to buy in 2010. We tried to buy a house a couple blocks from here, but I got laid off in late 2009, actually. I got off late in the financial crisis. I was the last one he let go. And then, because I was paid the most. I learned after the fact, I was making like 35% more than the next cheapest employee. So he kept me on because I was I'm really good at what I do. And he kept me on, and then I learned afterwards. I'm like, you made how much? I was talking with the guy that was left. There was like 2 people left. I'm like, how much you make? I'm like, holy crap, you need to ask for a raise. That was pretty funny. But but yeah, so I got this house. It'll be paid off. We just refied for a 10-year mortgage. It'll be paid off in 9.5 years. Hopefully sooner than that. I bought your first house in 2012 thinking of selling to capitalize on the equity, but don't want to buy right now. Why not? You already own a home. What would be different? It's a good time to buy it. Mortgage rates are pretty cheap. Dude, I don't know, Aram. I've got no idea. I'm about just to sell the position because it's retarded. Because I have no idea what's going on with it. I really don't. I mean, it's there. It didn't disappear. It's trading today. It's not trading today. Today's Thursday. Oh. What? Yeah, I've got no idea. Huh. Yeah, that's hold on a second here. Let me log into my thingamajig and see if it still shows me the money or not. Hold on, let me log into my account and see if I've just lost a ton of money for no apparent reason. Alright, it still shows it there. It does not show it there. Do I just have more cash now? I don't have that position anymore. It doesn't show the symbol. It gives me a number. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? I got some phone calls to make, y'all. It's showing my money there, but it's not showing EXIV as even a valid symbol anymore. It just shows a number. Wow. Maybe they went bankrupt. Yeah, it's a black screen, Justin. I'm looking at my account right now. Okay. Well, that's fun. All right, we're back. Yeah, EXIV is no more, apparently. I don't know, Aram. I'm in the same boat, dude. This has never happened to me before, ever. I gotta call my brokerage later. That's no bueno at all. I'm not thinking any bueno with that. Ah, lovely. Well, back to what it is, I guess. I think they legitimately shut down. I don't know what the fuck happens with that. I've never been in that situation before. I guess I just get involved with that class action suit and try to get 20% of my money back. Well, that's fun. That was a relatively big position for me too. It wasn't a full position, and I wasn't, but I was going for, yeah, shit. Damn it. Call your broker, Aram. What happened is we were invested in this EXIV right here. It's the inverse ETF. Inverse ETF fund. So as the market gets less volatile, this should rise. And they just apparently stopped trading today. For whatever reason. Let's Google it. Maybe StockTwits. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like it is gone. Shit. How the fuck does that even work? There you go, Rob. Good job, buddy. Fuck. Oh, well, I got some work to do. Ah, shoot. That's going to be a problem. Tesla 566. Moving up a little bit. Well, LK is a stock. The ETNs are... I've never seen one shut down before, let alone when I've been in. Not happy about that. Not happy about it. That's basically half a position size for me. I don't know if I'm going to get it back. The EXIV ETF, Justin. Sorry, moving my stuff. No, it's gone, apparently. Apparently it's gone. Yeah. Got some work to do. That sucks. Sucks bad. Sox was really going to have to perform now, unless that one goes fucking bankrupt too. No, that one back down to flat today. A little bit negative, actually. Lots of selling this morning on Soxel. Slight bottoming candle, but... Well, that's a... Man, that's the worst trade I've ever had. I've had some bad options trades, but... I would argue that that's probably the worst trade I've ever had. I don't know, Justin. That's actually financial insurance is what caused one of the market crashes, like 1987. Actually, they had portfolio insurance. Yeah, hedging strategy used to limit portfolio losses when stock declines in value without having to sell the stock off. Risk is limited by the short selling of a stock index future. Portfolio insurance can be referred to as brokerage insurance. I don't think that exists anymore. And yeah, it contributed to the 1987 stock market crash. Yeah. Wells Fargo's up 10% today. Banks are doing good down here, it looks like. There you go. Bam. What's the... I wonder if they have a good... They got a dividend 6.74%. That's pretty damn respectable there. Yeah, I'm sorry, Ram. I'm in the same boat. There's got to be something we can do. I don't know. Oh no, I mean the best case scenario, and I don't even know if this is possible. I'm just thinking off the top of my head is that the brokerage knew they were closing and they just cashed us out without us even knowing, and they just have to settle. It just has to settle, and then we'll have our cash back. But somehow I doubt that's going to happen because that would be way too nice to customers. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm gonna bail and look into this. It is our Friday after all, like they're saying. There's no market open tomorrow, so I think I'm gonna call my broker and see what's going on. Aram, you do the same. If anyone got in that, do the same as well. Yeah, that's pretty horrible. But Wells Fargo coming back right here is actually fairly interesting. Yeah, have a good Easter by yourself. Have a great Easter alone, everyone. I will see you all on Monday. Okay, goodbye.